In a small isolated town in the United States, the inhabitants began to notice something strange happening around them. Gradually, all sounds began to disappear, leaving an oppressive silence in their place. The usual noise of daily life disappeared, driving people to the edge of disturbance. A silent void seemed to envelop every inch of the city, leaving everyone perplexed and anxious. In the center of this distressing atmosphere, we found Ethan. Ethan was a brave and determined young man with an adventurous spirit that drove him to discover the origin of this phenomenon and find a way to restore the lost sounds before it was too late. With his inquisitive eyes and unshakable determination, Ethan embarked on a frightening journey in search of answers. As he wandered the empty streets of the city, Ethan witnessed the impact of the silence on his neighbors and friends. The worried and apprehensive expressions on people's faces reflected the agony the silence was causing them. Ethan was determined to confront this mystery and bring back the joy and vitality in the hearts of those he loved. As Ethan explored the surroundings, he began to notice disturbing phenomena. Strange cracks formed in the walls of the houses, and shadowy creatures emerged from these openings, spreading fear and terrorizing the city even more. It was as if the silence had unleashed a sinister, unknown force that now threatened everything Ethan and his community knew. As Ethan ventured out in search of answers, he faced dangers that threatened his very existence. Along the way, he encountered dark, distorted creatures that were physical manifestations of the silence and darkness that had taken over the city. These creatures seemed to feed on fear and the absence of sound, attacking Ethan with a relentless ferocity. However, Ethan was not alone in this battle. He found unexpected allies during his journey. While exploring ancient ruins and investigating dusty libraries, he met Sophie, a brave young woman with a deep knowledge of the city's ancient secrets. Sophie had studied the myths and legends related to the Curse of Silence and joined Ethan on his mission. Together, Ethan and Sophie faced the dangers of the shadows, fighting the menacing creatures that emerged from the cracks in the fabric of reality. With courage and strategic skill, they managed to overcome many obstacles and uncover the hidden secrets that led to the origin of the curse. Besides Sophie, Ethan also found other valuable allies along his journey. There was Jack, a wise old man who had knowledge of ancient rituals and helped Ethan understand the nature of the curse and find clues on how to break it. And there was Lily, a talented and sensitive artist who found inspiration in Ethan's stories and decided to use her art as a way to fight the darkness. These allies not only strengthened Ethan's resolve, but also brought unique skills to the fight against the silent shadow. With their collaboration, they developed strategies to face the dark creatures, explored dangerous places in search of powerful relics, and deciphered ancient riddles that helped undo the curse. Ethan and his allies plunged into the depths of mystery, determined to discover the source of the silence that plagued the city. They researched ancient scriptures and legends, studied forgotten texts, and consulted with old people who held dark secrets. Through their investigations, they discovered that the silence was the result of an ancient ritual performed centuries ago that sought to seal away an evil entity known as the Being of Silence. However, something had gone wrong in the past, and the curse spread, causing sounds to disappear. Determined to reverse the curse, Ethan and his allies set out to confront the Being of Silence. They found a way to undo the failed ritual and return balance to the city. The final battle took place at a sacred site, an ancient temple in the heart of the city, where the Being of Silence resided. Ethan and his allies gathered around an altar, each using their skills and knowledge to break the enchantments that kept the being imprisoned. They fought with courage and determination, facing the dark creatures summoned by the being, resisting his attacks, and protecting each other. Ethan used his cunning and strategy, Sophie applied her ancestral knowledge, Jack invoked ancient powers, and Lily channeled her art and emotions as a protective force. The battle was intense, with moments of uncertainty and imminent danger. The Being of Silence proved to be a formidable entity, trying to silence and dominate everything around it. However, Ethan and his allies never wavered, fighting with all their might to restore the lost sounds and free the city from the darkness of silence. Finally, in an act of sheer bravery, Ethan struck the final blow against the Being of Silence, breaking its hold on the city. A wave of sound and life spread out, dispelling the darkness and bringing back the lost sounds. Ethan and his allies emerged victorious, exhausted, but full of joy. They celebrated their triumph over the oppressive silence and witnessed the town light up again with laughter, music, and joy. Ethan, Sophie, Jack, and Lily became heroes, honored and revered by the townspeople who now lived in harmony and gratitude. And so the silence was overcome, the town regained its voice, and Ethan and his allies left a legacy of courage and perseverance. Their adventurous spirit never waned, and they set out on new journeys, ready to face other challenges and protect harmony wherever they went.